What's going on, everyone? We're going to talk about an article that was published and cited by about 24 others last year. It's called Mind Your Voice, Social Media Risks. Let's go ahead and take a look at this after we watch this microphone spin around for a second. Very nice. Okay, so this is very relevant. So here's the brief. With an estimated growth rate of about 500,000 users per day or 6 million users per month, one Clubhouse is probably the most popular audio. One Clubhouse. Clubhouse is probably the most popular audio-only social network at the moment, albeit not the only one that is available. You have Riffer, Listen, Oddlist, and Hear Me Out are some of the alternatives, while we've been waiting for the upcoming Twitter Spaces that is now out. Now, there is also Discord, which we didn't consider in our analysis because despite having audio features, it's not centered around audio, which is why I recommend it. So if you want to come to the Discord, it's discord.gg/fudstop. discord.gg/foodstop. I recommend coming there. Now, in parallel and independent from the research published by the Stanford Internet Observatory, or SIO, we analyzed the apps, primarily Clubhouse, but also including Riffer, Listen, Oddlist, and Hear Me Out, as far as the ones that they are analyzing for attackers. Now, among other attacks, we also found that under some circumstances, an attacker can passively collect sensitive information about ongoing conversations, even locked ones, including participants, their identifiers, names, photos, and so on, without the need to join that room. This poses a clear privacy risk. Some security risks that we highlight here are unique to the nature of audio-only social networks, while some are shared with other modern social network platforms, audio-centered or not. Now, audio-only or audio-centric social networks. Audio-only social networks are a growing technology that allows users to communicate almost exclusively via audio. Private or group textual chats are substituted by voice chats, where two or more users can join private or public rooms as they wish and start listening immediately. Now, here's a diagram of your exposed information every time you join one of these rooms. In these platforms, like in other online social networks, users can organize in groups, sometimes called clubs, and schedule events, like the Twitter Spaces. The terms of services prevent users from recording the audio without their participants' written consent, but clearly this doesn't prevent a malicious listener from doing that, and we have found that it is happening. So here's a diagram here. If you want to pause the video and take a look at it. Exposed information, phone number, name, email, bio, photos. Speaks to live rooms, exposed information, name, moderator, audio stream, and then part of scheduled event D, which is made by the organizer. And then the groups of the clubs have their names, bios, photos exposed as well because they're following and are a part of the user who created the scheduled event. Now, security and human risks of audio-centric social networks. By analyzing the apps and their communication protocols, we confirmed that a malicious actor could automate different kinds of attacks, including massive data collection, user monitoring, and so on. For the end users, this means that their entire social circle, for example, names and pictures of friends and friends of friends, can be obtained by an attacker without them noticing, and sometimes even through automated means. And here is a picture of a README on how to set up a Clubhouse bot. It's an online group advertising the development of a Clubhouse bot to automate user activity. Now, here are some of the security risks in audio-centered platforms. Most of these can be automated as well. Number one, network traffic interception and wiretapping. While HTTPS is used to secure all non-audio traffic except for the download of recorded audio files on ththose networks that allow it, live audio calls are normally transported over dedicated protocols, often based on UDP. Real-time communication, or RTC, or WebRTC, is the most common family of protocols used for live audio-video calls. If an attacker can intercept network traffic, they can partially or completely tap into unencrypted audio streams and tune in to what other users are listening to. An attacker can use different methods to intercept network traffic. They have DNS poisoning, ARP spoofing, and unsecured or shared Wi-Fi networks, rogue LTE stations, or rogue APIs are just some examples. More in general, a rogue network operator, for example, a compromised or untrustworthy internet service provider, could access call information. For these reasons, audio-video messaging apps use additional layers of encryption that mitigate the information disclosure risk. For example, with minimal effort, an attacker can know who is talking to whom by simply analyzing network traffic and looking for the RTC-related packets. In the following screenshots, we can see how an attacker can automate this procedure and intercept the RTC control packets to obtain sensitive information about a private chat created with two users in it. As you can see here, they have their little programming log set up, lets them know that a user joins the channel, give them the user's URL, creator ID, and all that good jazz. So your data is of utmost importance to keep protected, not give to people for no reason. Now we have 2, opportunistic recording. Opportunistic recording can ease the implementation of existing attacks, mainly extortion-based, making them more powerful or scalable, especially if combined with user impersonation. For example, if someone is speaking naturally in a room with many users, there's no way to tell if a malicious listener is recording the speech. Later on, the malicious listener can clone the account, automatically follow all of the account's contacts to make it look more authentic, join any other room, and use the sample of the speech to make the cloned voice say other potentially embarrassing phrases. This is a reality. I can do this right now with a program called Descript. I can go and join anyone's space. I can put my machine learning Descript AI up, and it will sit there and machine learn every voice that's recorded, and then I can pick and choose from those different voices that it separates out for me and implement or impersonate whichever person I want that I get the recording. And the longer I train it, the better and the more authentic it sounds. Terrifying, huh? Now, the streaming and lightweight nature of audio content makes it very easy for a malicious user to record an ongoing conversation and use it later on, possibly recombined in a way to make the victim say arbitrary content, either through deepfake technology or with simple remixing. Needless to say, the recordings of some of the most exclusive rooms, for example, with VIPs among the speakers, have already been shared on other services, while hundreds of thousands of recordings and instructions on how to take these can be found on Google using keywords such as Clubhouse recording. Now, this is probably the most critical and most relevant and the basic reason of why I'm making this video. Number 3, underground content promotion services. Whether they're legitimate or not, content promotion services are commonly used and abused in any social network to inflate content or user popularity artificially. While such services do not directly represent a security risk, engaging with these actors that provide illicit services can be dangerous or even illegal. Not to mention that unaware purchasers may get retargeted in the future, like the apes with Chad, with DRS, with Say Technologies, and now with FloatLogger. Some users are already discussing purchasing followers, which we know happens. That's how these people that show up out of nowhere gain credibility within the community. It's because they purchase their way to subscribers, and that's all it takes for people to have vetting credibility today is followers, which is not at all the case, but that's how people think. Now, some alleged developers are promising to reverse engineer the API to create a bot in exchange for an invite, something that we also verified to be feasible. Basically, in essence, protect your privacy at all costs. Your data is important. You need to keep it to yourself. Period. There's no reason to share data, especially amongst a community filled with bots, shills, liars, con artists, attention whores, and morons who don't understand how things work. Have a good one.